Sally grows close to Nurse Nellie Keane as rumours begin to circulate about their intimacy at the camp on Tenko at 9 p.m. But first, sit back and relax with the Thamesmen.
Looks like he's playing a piccolo. Look how small that thing is in his hands. Pretty good at this. Charm. It's like Merlin Olsen. Mutual Omaha. It's Marlon Perkins. Merlin Olsen. Sorry. Marlon Perkins. Down goes McIntyre.
I think you got caught there, George.
I think I got the last insult in. I think I just did.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alex. I am a Thamesman, and I'm not feeling too well, but I'm hanging in there for you.
Well, I'm George. I'm in Los Angeles. And just to sort of see if we can power Alex through, we've gone for a power track, haven't we?
We have. We've gone for Muse. I kind of lost track of Muse recently.
When we started the channel, we did a lot of Muse. We love Muse because Muse, we did a lot of Muse tracks, and then we sort of followed various rabbit holes and branches and tracks and dead ends. And I was the other day I was speaking to Chris, the curator, and I said, I want to do more Muse. I bloody love Muse. And so he has pulled out a live track for us, which is from a performance in 2022. So,
yeah, kind of. I took a couple of my kids to see him about 5 years ago, and since I don't know, they're just so big now.
Yeah, no, I mean they are. Yeah, exactly. They just did a tour, and they were. I tell you what, they played in Mexico, and they had The Warning as their opening act for 3 shows. I reckon that would have been a blinding concert to go to. Warning in their hometown, playing support to Muse. That would have been fantastic. So
what track are we going to do?
It's called Kill or Be Killed from 2022.
Kill or Be Killed.
It's a couple of notes, short notes. Shall I read the notes quickly?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, it's a very metal performance off the latest album. Kill or Be Killed was nominated for Best Metal Performance at the Grammys. Matt Bellamy described it as the best metal prog rock track we've ever done. Now, that's going to be saying something. And so this was the Isle of Wight Festival where it all began.
You won't know, people, but I was born there. I was born on the island.
You and Wet Leg.
Wet Leg came from the island.
They're Isle of Wight, remember? Yeah.
They'd always used to say on the island, "What's brown and comes out of cows backwards?"
I don't know what's brown.
It was the Isle of Wight ferry. All right.
For those who don't know, should we just follow in? There is a town called Cowes, but it's spelled Cowes. So if you don't know, that's where the joke is. When you have to explain your jokes, that's not a good sign, really, is it? But I found it funny.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, and they're not. All right, then. The ferries aren't brown; they're kind of black blue. But anyway, that's okay.
I haven't been to the island in years.
What, you splitter?
No, I know. I'm a mainlander now. I'm in America now.
Big mainland. Yeah,
big mainland.
Yeah, all right. So before Alex dies of Robitussin overdose and flu, should we do this track and see what happens?
I think I've got one more track into.
You got one more track in you, have you?
And then I'm going face down onto the Robitussin bottle.
All right, well, good luck with that. I'd try whiskey if I was you. Whiskey and Robitussin. All right.
Yeah. Good combination.
It always works.
And then go for a long drive.
Yeah, seems a good idea. Yeah.
Go sightseeing.
In the rain. Yeah, you'll feel better after that. Yeah. All right, bye.
Bye.
Have you just updated your will before you go?
Come on then.
All right, I'm
3,
ready.
2, 1, boom.
Cheers, guys. We'll play a new one for you. It hasn't come out yet, but you can find it on like an obscure Reddit account near you somewhere.
Oh, that's so Muse, huh?
They are the masters of stadium rock, aren't they? You know, they've totally got that formula nailed. Like, big sound, big event.
The trouble is, they're so big now. I can't tell what's been played and what's been triggered anymore.
Right. Well, I think it was, there's obviously some tracks there, but it's him on the guitar, bass and drums. That's the basis of it. I think.
Yeah, of course. But there's so much being triggered and all the way around. But they've got their craft down to a T. I reckon, even though it's a brand new track, I recognise the chord sequence, the high pitch hit, the drums going round, the drums going round.
It is Muse, isn't it? Obviously, it's their sound, and I like I said, they're master of a stadium rock. It was a great performance and like a great crowd, and like that would have been a fun night.
Great lights.
Oh yeah, the fire.
I know. They're one of the top bands in the world now to go to see live. They really are.
Must be, yeah. But do you think he like speaks like that in normal life? When you're talking to me like Matt, he's like, I'm just talking like, I'm just going to talk like that.
And the bass player does not speak at all. And then and the drummer looks like he's something from Sparks now.
He does a bit, actually. I mean, the other thing which is really hard is like you're a three-piece band on a monster stage. There's like a mile between each musician. It's like, and that's fine. It's a show, isn't it? But
after being on tour for 2 years, you're okay.
You're happy with that.
Your space.
You need your space. Yeah, I don't want to see them. They smell. I'm not interested. I've been on a bus with them. I'm out of here. Yeah, okay, that's all right. I can get that.
I'll be over in the corner. I'll have a smorgasbord. And
tell me
some
what to
wine
play.
and stuff, and and I'll just play, and then I'll go. Don't even have to say hello.
And it is one of those things though, where you see like the behind the scenes stuff and. Bands start off and they're all on a tour bus in a transit van together, and they're all sort of like sharing fish and chips down the pub, and they're all like the best of mates. And then they end up like the Rolling Stones, where each of them has a private dressing room. They live in their dressing rooms, and then they come together to be on the stage. Sort of thing. It's kind of lost the sort of
not even that. What happens is the roadies go on and they do all the sound checks.
Yeah.
And then everyone stays in different places, and they see each other literally the moment they walk on stage,
which makes it feel like it's a job. As opposed to like a passion project of the transit van era,
Actually, I'm gonna dispute here.
Okay.
I think the bands that are together treat it like a job.
Okay. Well, yeah, because otherwise the ones who sort of like do all the drugs and all the alcohol and then blow themselves up,
the ones who don't run their business well, and they are consumed by the passion of making music for the masses, and they don't run the business well, and they run a shoddy tour, and they get bad people around them, and they get bad management, and they do lots of drink, and they won't last. They will not last.
But how much of that is the energy that makes them exciting to see? In that. I think we've all seen performances of bands where they're just dialing it in at some regards, and then you see another band that are. I mean, I recently was at the Houston Radio, and last year I was at Houston Radio, and there was like some big country artists who were spectacular, great bands, super tight, obviously been on tour to the biggest stadiums, play amazing, but then this guy came on called Cody Johnson, who's a local guy, country artist, country rock, and he's the only one who sold out, or one of three people who sold out that show 3 times, 3 years in a row, which is 75,000 seats. And he played with utter passion, utter like energy, and the crowd felt it and went wild for him. And even if I'm not a country music fan, I loved his performance because you could sense that raw energy in it. You know what I mean?
No, I totally get it, and I think if you're on stage you do that, but it's all the shenanigans around of having a successful tour and a well-adjusted band and not taking yourself too seriously. And
well, that's true, because also, let's face it, as a punter, you go and spend a couple $100 on a ticket, and everyone is shit-faced and then falls over and doesn't show up for the show. I mean, I remember going to see the Pogues and Shane McGowan, and he drank like 2 bottles of whiskey or something before going on stage,
as well.
And it was a complete shit show,
And Axl Rose, a complete shit show, and his ego went through the roof, and he was rude to the crowd.
Yeah.
started a riot at one place.
Yeah.
He only never really got his shit together after that. Slash carried on.
Yeah, it's a fine line, But anyway, I Muse are pretty damn good. They bring an energy. They certainly know what they're doing.
Yeah, but I also think that they have yoga on tour, sushi chef.
Well, if you could, wouldn't you?
I would. No, I would. I would not be getting fucked up.
Yeah.
And trying to do it night after night after night.
Yeah, no, but the trick is realizing that at some point, I suppose.
Yeah, but some people are musicians, and other people want to be pop stars. And I think Muse are musicians, and a lot of the big brands and bands are brands, and they're musicians. You look at Fleetwood Mac. No one's so big that Lindsey Buckingham can't be removed, and the brand will carry on.
Well, yeah, but they had a pretty traumatic time.
I know. What I'm saying is, it's a brand.
Yeah. Okay.
People come and see the brand. They don't come and see.
Well, that's
the
that
band.
whole thing about where like there's no original members in the band, and it's like or one member is the original.
Canned Heat's only got the drummer.
Yeah, exactly. There's that sort of thing. And it is it's like replacing things. Where do they become the original? So.
Oh, we become the new originals.
The new originals, exactly. Excellent. Well, I'm really glad we did Muse. Thank you, Chris.
Yes.
And great to see they're out there doing their thing, and hopefully we'll do more.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Like and subscribe. More Muse.
Yes. And I hope you feel better, Alex. And
thank you.
Don't do too much Robitussin, and run around naked.
Sorry everyone for my voice and my looks. Nothing I can do about my looks.
Nothing changed in the last 2 years on that one, so that's good. All right.
Thanks for that. See you, George.
Anything to make you feel better, mate. Anything.
That's going to cheer me up. Ciao. Bye.
See you on the flip side.